You are tuned into the Black Nation of Israel. I made a video today, a new video today about the planned pandemic, about the planned pandemic that we are witnessing today, but it was removed off of YouTube. YouTube removed my video, a video that I made about the planned pandemic. It was, someone flagged my video. Yeah, someone flagged my video again. But it's all good. It comes with the territory. I know people and this platform are haters. I have haters out there. And I don't know, it could be the Gentiles that don't like the truth or this platform. But anyway, it's all good. Okay, in this video here, I'm going to be talking about this what happened to a black man called, his name was Ahmaud Arbery, who was lynched by, I'm just going to say the Gentiles, who was lynched by the Gentiles. The only thing that Arbery was doing was just jogging. And the Gentiles, I'm going to say Gentiles because we can't use certain words. I'm going to say these pale Gentiles, father and son, and the father was in law enforcement. I don't know if the son is or not, but the father is in law enforcement. They thought he was a burglary suspect. So what is it? A black man cannot jog anymore? A black man cannot jog. You see what's going on? And they hunted him down and killed him. You see. Now I got a lot to talk about in this video, and I'm gonna bring some things out that's most people have not heard of about certain history that went on in history. But now back to this incident that happened, this murder. That's what it is, a murder. You know, what happened why he just didn't call 911, you see. This was a premeditated murder. That was a premeditated murder. And these people have not changed at all. We are at war. We are at war. See, we've been at war with these Gentiles since 1619. Really. That's when we've been at war with these people since 1619. You see. See, right after when slavery ended, okay, before slavery ended, they was castrating the slaves. They showed it in the movie Goodbye Uncle Tom. That movie is banned now. And you could even look at Roots, where they, committed genocide. But in that movie Goodbye Uncle Tom, you could see the genocide in that movie, and all kinds of acts was committed against the black Negro slaves, and they castrated them. cut off limbs, you know, and you know, that was something that they should have never did. Further the affliction of the Israelites, the true Israelites, which is the Negro of the tribe of Judah. And they walk around, act like they the chosen people. And they doing all this type of crap, lynching our brothers for no reason, for a little petty reasons. This is why the book of Zechariah say they hold themselves not guilty. Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Hold themselves not guilty. And you know, like I have cable, and I'm sure many of you have cable TV. Let me know in the comment section about this. I view a police show called Live PD. It's a police show called Live PD. Every time I look at that show, I see the way they treat the pale-faced Gentiles. They treat them with the way they talk to them. It's like they just made a mistake, you know. They talk to them. They don't try to arrest them. They talk to them in a friendly way, you know. But when they come across blacks, the Negro, when they arrest them, it's like they're very arrogant. And when they put the cuffs on the Negro, they say, you know, they don't have no words to say to barely the Negro. It's like the Negro is just a terrorist. They treat the Negro like a terrorist. Like we have bombs on us. But the Gentile, the pale-faced Gentile, he's just a citizen that made a bad mistake in his life. He just made a mistake, and he's really a good person. And the way they hold a conversation with him, you see. But the Negro, they treat the Negro like a criminal in that show. You see. And that show is called Live PD. If you have cable, check it out. Now I'm going to go into a little of history. A little of history. In 1865 to 1920. Following at the end of the Civil War, hundreds of thousands of slaves were re-enslaved. At the end of the Civil War, hundreds of thousands of slaves were re-enslaved. A lot of people don't know that, you see. At the end of the Civil War, hundreds of thousands of Negro slaves were re-enslaved. And they created a system called the peonage. They created a system, a legal system called the peonage. Across the Deep South, black men and women were falsely arrested and convicted of crimes, then leased to work in the coal and iron mines, brick factories, plantations, and other dangerous workplaces. They worked in these dangerous workplaces like coal mines. They were slaves working in these coal mines. And during the peonage system ended in the 1940s. You see, it ended in the 1940s. So slavery still existed on up. Physical slavery existed for the Negro slaves on up till the 1940s for some slaves. You see, and here's another thing: not too many knowledge is shared on the Reconstruction era. During the Reconstruction, the slave traders set the Negroes back economically. They didn't want our ancestors, the Negroes, to compete, have a equal. They don't want them to. They set them back economically wise, and didn't want them to compete during the Reconstruction era. This is why I say we was at war with these people. We've been at war with these people for over 400 years, since 1619. And they was killing us then, you know. Now, also, there's another thing that I want to point out before I end the video. The 13th Amendment in the Constitution. The slave traders never took out, they never amended, what they did was the Constitution was really for them. It wasn't for us. It wasn't for the Negroes. The 13th Amendment to the Constitution did not outlaw prison slavery. It did not outlaw prison slavery. This is why the prison industry have Negroes working, making tables, making benches, making all kinds of items for the public. That's a continuing form of modern slavery. You see, they can make these things out of the penitentiary. All of those things that the inmates are making can be made out of, away, apart from the penitentiary. But the system is making them work because that's a continuing form of slavery, and it wasn't never outlawed in the 13th Amendment. Prison slavery was never outlawed in the 13th Amendment. You see, the U.S. Constitution was not made for us, it was made for them. You see. And black men and women were falsely arrested and convicted of crimes during the peonage system. And this is why, black women, especially you single black women, you was treated wrong too, and you was arrested. The history books says that black men and women were arrested and made to work in coal mines. You can look this up. This is well documented. Go online and type in the peonage system. It was a legal system that was created by the slave traders. Black women, Negro women was arrested too and put in coal mines to work. across the deep south and made to work in dangerous places. Okay, I'm going to end it with some scriptures, a couple of scriptures. Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Let's see. It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Let's go to the book of Revelation and read another scripture. And it says, chapter 13, verse 9, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. In other words, what goes around comes around. We win in the end. We win in the end. The last book of the Bible, of the scriptures, says Israel win. We win. It looked like they winning, but we win in the end. You see. We, the Negroes, the true Israelites that the scriptures are speaking about. Peace.